Nigerian universities is not grownish. Actually, be spend your money like a fool. Mother, put 3 chicken for me. And you stayed one day, you've not eaten. Your brain will reset. So hi freshers. So basically, this video is mainly for fresher video. If you don't know, I'm a student of God forbid. I was a student of Afebabalola University, Ado Ekiti, and I studied med lab. So I just wanted to tell you guys like my experience with the whole university thing. Before you go to any school, before you do any course, make sure you do proper research on the school. There are rules, especially private universities. You know, they have a lot of rules. There are also some hidden rules that you might not see in their on their website or deal with. So try as much as possible to ask people that have been there or people that are in the school, or just try as much as possible to get information. And then also, if you're doing a course, try as much as possible to get information about that course from people that have done it, because you can't just be going blinded. To be honest, you have to know what you're doing. Because so registration process, I wanted to talk about this because I got a DM asking about like how to, like if you want to go to Abuad, how do you process your admission and stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave the link down below the description box. I'm going to leave a link down below. I don't want the video to be too long. So let's talk about the registration process and rules and regulations. So different private universities have different rules and regulations. Like, okay, for Abuad now, let me just talk about that one. They have color code. That is, each college or has a color that they wear. Okay, for MHS now, that is College of Medicine and Health Sciences, we wear red or black down in. So like the color code thing was not that strict when I was in 100, 200, even 300 level. But when I got to 400, 500 level, as they changed our VC, everything was just so strict and stuff like that. They switch off the lights from like 8 to 3 o'clock so that people go to classes. I don't know, they just really started all these rules. But I just want to give you guys so that you know what you're doing. Then leaving school is really hard. It was easier before, but everything is just times 100. I think coffee is by 10, 11 ish. It depends on the day. Some days coffee can be up to 12 if there's an event and stuff like that. People are usually still outside to like 12, 11. So I wanted to talk about accommodation and the registration process inside the school. You just snap as much passports as you can and photocopy everything. No, you get your room online obviously, but the other things are hard, and they do COVID tests every time you leave school and you come back. They're going to do a COVID test for you. So as you're entering, just keep money for COVID and drug tests. I think it's 5k each. I don't know if they've increased the price. Maybe it will be 10k by now. There are different hostel types. There's 1-bedded, 2-bedded, 4-bedded, and then 4-bedded deluxe, like different hostels. I'll actually recommend, like if you're a fresher, to stay in the 4-bedded or the 2-bedded, because I feel like staying alone is a lot of stress because you're still getting used to the environment, and also you need to make as many friends as you can, to be honest. Not friends per se, but let me just say acquaintances. And like, I know they give the rooms randomly, but I think they put level by level and department by department, which is really good, so that you be close to everybody as possible, so you know what's happening, to be honest, especially like because it's like the first year. So stay in the 4-bedded deluxe if you can afford that. That's like, I feel like that's like the best hostel. Next topic, which is money. To universities, like newfound freedom. You're feeling so free. I can actually be spending your money like a fool. Mother, put 3 chicken for me. You will be spending your money like a crazy person. Coming into university is like a whole different ball game. If you don't really know how to manage your money, you're going to be having sleep for dinner, after siesta for lunch. So if you don't want that, what you do is try to budget as much as possible. Keep your money for data, keep your money for food, keep your money for, I don't know how they send allowances, but like my own allowance, we send everything together. So hair, food, data, everything is together. But there are some people that they send food differently, then everything different, depends on how they send your allowance. There are some people they send every 2 weeks. every week or every month. I prefer every month or every 2 weeks, because that 1 week I don't really vibe with it. When you get like settled and stuff like that, try to get like a side hustle. You can literally do anything. People are literally selling their own clothes that they've already won and they were getting money. So you can do anything. You can do makeup for people, you can make hair, you can, I don't know, you can literally just try as much as possible to just have an extra source of income so that you know what you're doing. Like when you get settled, I'm not saying immediately you just start finding, no, but when you get settled, just try to do that. Also, make sure you also have like a savings account where you just maybe put like 10% of your allowance in there, so just in case of anything, learn about it. Like, even though I give you all the advice in the world, life is still going to teach you the lesson, to be honest, because you're gonna be broke. Immediately the allowance drops, it's just like they're on your door and everything is so enticing and so fine, but you have to reject it. So just try as much as possible. To be honest, I don't even think I need to talk so much on money, because it will literally teach you. By the time you stayed one day, if not eaten, your brain will reset. So talk about the actual education that you're going there to get. I don't feel like you need to attend every single class to pass, but try as much as possible to do what works for you, because what works for another person might not work for you. You will be like, oh, I was in the class. Before you know, you're packing 0. So what I will say is that try as much as possible to do what works for you and not another person. In your 100 level, try as much as possible to get all your A's and your B's. Try as much as possible to get your CGPA right, because that is the easiest time to get your CGPA right. Go for their tutorials. These are revision classes and stuff like that. Check past questions. Depending on department, it's not all departments that use past questions. So just try to get that. If you're looking for past questions, you can go to the library. I think they have like some past questions. Then what actually worked for me is that I cannot cram. I come back from class, I just look through my notes, watch YouTube videos, and just let everything sink in, because 100 level, 200 level, I didn't even go to class throughout 100 level. I don't even know how I was still in that school, but I didn't even go to class throughout 100 level. And 200 level, I didn't even care, to be honest. I didn't care. But that's what I'm saying, try as much as possible to get your good grades then, because although I still got like a 2-1, which is still okay, because the beginning classes, like the first classes, so that you know how the lecturer is, because all lecturers are not the same. And some lecturers, they take attendance on top of their head. Don't come for class, that's all for you. People are just different, you get. Like, there was one exam I crammed for, was anatomy course like that. And I entered inside the exam hall, immediately someone just called my name. Everything just flew out of my head, and I started panicking. Like, I started panicking. It was just like, what's happening? So hope to the glory of the Lord, I actually passed that particular course, because I actually remembered a little bit at the end. So also, don't be like me. So I would advise you to bring as much as you can, if you can, to be honest. I didn't really used to carry so many provisions, just because I'm kind of lactose intolerant, and like all those things, they really need milk, and I don't take Milo, so it's just like, what's the need? So I think I'll leave a list down below of things that you would actually need. This video won't be too long. For relationships, just because like Nigerian universities is not grownish, to be honest. It's literally not grownish. I didn't really have any relationship in school, because to be very honest, I don't even know why. I don't know why. And date someone in school, there's nothing wrong with dating anybody in school. But what I would say is that just be very careful, because Abuad is a very small place and it's easy to cast, to be honest. I'm just going to be straight with you. So whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it rightly, and you're protected, and you're safe, and you're not dealing with somebody that does not have sense. Keep an open mind. Don't take university relationships too seriously. Don't start planning the wedding in your head. Just and be honest with yourself as much as possible. It's getting so long, so let me just talk about food. So in most private universities, you have to buy food. I don't think you can make food except for maybe some few universities. So what I would say is that I feel like different places have what they are good at. Like in my school now, capfut, let me say capfut jollof rice is the best. Captain Cook has the best Chinese rice. Try to eat well, because you're a student, you're using so much energy, so you're working. Like my school now, most of the times we walk. There's no car to come and pick us up, there's no keke inside, except maybe Abuad shuttle, and it's not every time they pick you. So you're walking, and we have stairs, 3-story building stairs. You'll be climbing stairs. So eat as much as you can, don't kill yourself. Don't So many people got ulcer because of Abuad, trying to pass Abuad or whatever. Don't stress yourself. You see that thing that people do, that they will not eat till afternoon because they want to go for one class like that. I don't understand, but don't do that. If as you're leaving in the morning, eat, even though it's provisions, even though it's snacks, even though you just stop at cafe and buy meat pie or something. Just eat something in the morning before you go for your class, or just put something in your bag so you can eat in class, to be honest. Because don't go and carry disease because of Abuad, because you're coming to school. You're not the first person to come to school, so try and eat as much as possible. No, departments will have classes from 8 to 9. I'm not even joking. 8 to 9 in the nights, from 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. in the night, and they'll only give you like 1 hour break, if you will even see that 1 hour break. So like the pressure is getting worse and worse. So try as much as possible to buy food. You can leave your class, take excuse, leave your class, go and buy food, come back. See, to be honest, especially med lab, nobody even cares. We used to eat in class, there's nothing there. You can't come and kill yourself because you're coming to learn. Even though you might not feel it now, you might feel it later, maybe when you're older. So just take care of yourself. Well, the last thing I want to talk about is mental health and mindset. So don't be anxious, don't be overwhelmed. Try as much as possible to be relaxed, because I know it can be overwhelming. It can be like it's a whole new adventure, it's a whole new process, it's a whole new thing. So it can be a little bit overwhelming, but just have the right just have a positive mindset towards it. Even though maybe, okay, let me say your first semester you didn't really do so well, or you don't really have so many friends, or you're just struggling all the ways, you can't really keep up. Just try as much as possible to just keep a positive mindset, because your mindset really matters a lot. I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about one woman. Her name is Edith Edgar, and they were like, Holocaust, neo-Nazi, World War II, that whole drama. So she was selected for the gas chamber, and then she later went to prison. Even though they didn't kill her in the gas chamber, but she was in prison. But when they interviewed her, she was actually a small girl about it, having survived that. She's like 90 something now. When she was in that prison, what was in her mind was that the people that are here are the ones in prison, because they are the ones that are keeping her here and not allowing her to go. If they open the prison doors or the prison gates, she can go. She will just carry her things and leave. I don't know, she will just actually walk out. But them, they're actually taking the time of their day, like their energy, everything, to just see how far your mindset can get you. If you failed, go and do the course again. If you're struggling, try as much as possible to educate yourself on, okay, how can I solve this particular issue. Me, I'm a complainer, I complain a lot, and I think it has actually reduced, because you change your mindset as early as you can and just let things be and just go with the flow. Your health, your self, put yourself, your whole well-being before anything that is happening in that school, because if anything happens to you, it will be on your own head. Because if you have any other requests or you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.